Gentlemen, start your engines.
The 1993 Busch Grand National Series event at Michigan saw a unique storyline involving one of the biggest names in racing. 1988 Winston Cup champion Bill Elliott qualified his number 11 Budweiser Ford on the pole for the event, but that wasn't the exciting part, even for Bill. His nephew, 19-year-old rising star Casey Elliott, qualified 8th in what would be his first series start. The rising star fared better than his Uncle Bill that day, as he came home with a solid 20th place finish. Bill led 5 laps, but engine issues sent him to the garage for the day after only 47 laps, finishing 34th. Casey went on to make one more start that season, starting 4th and finishing 44th at Charlotte. This was supposed to be only the start of a long and successful career for him, but tragedy soon struck the young driver. As he was preparing to drive full-time in the series in 1994, a cancerous growth was found on his upper thigh. Casey had surgery to remove the growth, but tests showed it had already spread, ending his racing career really before it had even started. Casey courageously battled cancer over the next 24 months before passing away in January of 1996. When Dale Earnhardt was involved in a crash with Todd Bodine on the 56th lap of the 1994 GM Goodwrench Dealer 400 at Michigan, it might not have seemed like a big deal, but for Earnhardt, it was. The accident ended his race and he finished 37th. It was his first DNF attributed to a crash since the 1986 Firecracker 400 at Daytona, a streak that was approaching 240 races. Earnhardt's next DNF due to a crash also came at Michigan in the 14th race of 1995. It's mind-boggling to think about, but from the 8th race of the 1983 season to the 13th race of the 1995 season, Dale only retired due to a crash twice. An absolutely insane stat from one of the best, if not the best driver ever.
Speaking of drivers named Dale in 1995, Dale Jarrett absolutely torched the Busch Grand National field at Michigan. He started on the pole, led 89 of the 100 laps, and won by almost 7 seconds. But that win wasn't Jarrett's for long. NASCAR officials found Jarrett's intake manifold to be modified and disqualified him from the race, handing the victory to Mark Martin nearly 2 hours after the race had been completed. It was the second time a Busch driver lost a victory, with the first coming in 1992 when Jeff Burton was disqualified. The 1997 Miller 400 at Michigan is well known for being the race that Ernie Irvin won in emotional fashion. Irvin was critically injured in a crash at the track in August of 1994 and given a mere 10% chance of surviving the night. He went on to win at New Hampshire in 1996, but conquering Michigan, the track that nearly took his life, was something out of a movie. Lost in that incredible moment was 2 great runs by drivers who ended the season winless. Ted Musgrave, who was still looking for his first career victory, started 5th and led 3 times for a race-high 68 laps before Irvin took the lead with roughly 20 laps to go. Musgrave would finish 4th. Bill Elliott had to work his way through the field after starting 26th, but led 6 times for 46 laps and finished 2nd. It was his best finish in his number 94 McDonald's car, which he started driving in 1995.
The 2000 Pepsi 400 at Michigan was only the second time that a father raced against 2 of his sons in a Cup Series event. That season saw both Dale and Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing full-time in the Cup Series for the first time, but this race marked the first time that Kerry was in the field with them as well. The only other time something like this occurred was in 1960 when Lee Petty raced against his 2 sons, Richard and Maurice. The race couldn't have turned out any more disappointing for Dale's boys, as Kerry crashed out of the race on the 5th lap, and Dale Jr., who won the pole for the race, struggled and finished 31st. Although it wasn't how they dreamed up the moment to play out, it turned out to be even more special given the tragedy that occurred just 6 months later. Keep an eye out over the next few days as we'll be dropping 2 new videos, one from the NBA and one on some NASCAR stories from Richmond. As always, thank you for watching and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.